You know, who am I in this? You know, who am I in creating content when people try to tell me how to do my job? Because, yeah, that brings me back to this other part. You know, I like to do it like this. Leave bits and pieces, and you have to figure out what you like. But I'm also making sure that after you stop listening to me, you're gonna feel like, holy shit, that was a hell of a ride. I mean, what did he just say? I think I have to hear it again. And anything else would be basically downsizing myself. You know, condescension also works on yourself. You know, if I think I'm too much for people, then I'm going to retreat into myself and become very quiet because I think, you know, I'm too much for people. But maybe it's also the other way around, that people feel like I'm too much for them, or they are too much for themselves. Because I manage to deal with myself very well. As soon as I spend time with other people, they start telling me what's wrong with me, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? You constantly tell me that what I'm doing isn't real work. Have you done that? No, you're actually trying to avoid it, which probably brings me to the point why you're trying to tell me that what I'm doing isn't real work. Because what I'm doing is like, it's very real to me. It's very real to me what I'm going through. All the emotions that I also carry from other people, you know, including builders and parents and wives or whatnot, future children. You know, I have visions of my future children. It's like, what does that even mean? You know, I have visions and I'm supposed to understand what that means. It's like, what is this feeling trying to tell me? I cannot say. You know, who's trying to get me to the damn Boulderhall? You know, what spirit is trying to drive me there? Is that friendly? Or is it something that's trying to divert me from the path that I have chosen, or that has been laid out in front of me? Because if you want it or not, you will always have the feeling that what you think you're doing and choosing has already been decided beforehand. And that's a little bit troubling to myself, because if I cannot really choose, then what's the point? And the thing is, it's not so much about choosing exactly what to do. It's about feeling what you need to do to move on and to let go and to progress into the future that you manage to envision. You know, if you envision having a family and a wife and children, or a husband and children, or, you know, you want to be self-employed, or you want to be a hot air balloon driver like Lee Scoresby from his Dark Materials, which I can recommend to anyone to read. Like, skip the movie, just read the books. It's a fairly easy read. If you want to learn English, right? Read these books, maybe read Harry Potter. That's the best way to start. But maybe don't get too much sucked into it, you know, just read it to learn something and try to figure out how you feel about what these characters are saying and doing. And some people, they read the Bhagavad Gita, you know. I read his Dark Materials, and I still manage to talk for hours about these topics. And what helped me also, of course, is the fact that I have listened a lot to Ram Dass and Terence McKenna. So, you know, they just helped me to find or have the right words to describe what I'm feeling already anyway. And I can then fine-tune myself into making better choices in a way. Because when you're young and you start, you just want to try everything. But there are also children that just want to try nothing because maybe they know already, you know, I'm gonna lay low this time. And I'm like, I'm gonna go all out, man. It's like, yes, you know, let's see where this is going. Jump down the cliff. You know, that's partly part of my life. But I also feel like at one stage, I don't have to test my faith too much anymore, because I'm also taking responsibility for my feelings. I'm taking responsibility for my emotions, and I'm preparing myself to take responsibility for a woman and the children that will come out of this mixture. And that means I cannot simply just walk off into the forest and go hiking for no reason at all. You know, I have to have a calling. And today the calling was very strong towards the Boulderhall. And I was sitting in my apartment, and believe it or not, but on the inside there was like, why are you doing this to me? It's like, what? Who's talking? Why are you doing this to me? And I thought, what do you mean? You know, why am I doing what to who? You know, who's talking? Please, I want to know, who are you? You know, because as much as I say that I know who my wife is, I have no idea. That's actually very honest. You know, I think I know who I would like to be my wife. And I hope that this woman would like to be my wife as well, right? Would want me to be her husband. But she gives me nothing outside of myself. And so I'm constantly wondering, you know, maybe it's somebody else. As good as it has felt, you know, I thought many times already that I have found the woman that I love. And today it was very hard. It's like, you know, do this, do that, stay at home, and then I didn't find my keys, and then I was like, what now? Like, what is this supposed to mean? You know, not finding my keys, is that a message? Is that a sign? And then I had the feeling I was actually doing it on purpose, because I was teasing her, you know, through telepathy. Because maybe she's gonna be there. And maybe she's only gonna be there in spirit. And that's what I don't get. You know, it's very hard to distinguish between these two things. Between spirit and the physical. Because I may see a friend when I'm with him and I may shake his hand, but I may feel him when I'm somewhere else. And then I may look into myself and see him. Basically, I'm able to visualize people from a distance and see how they feel. And sometimes they're really trying to communicate to me. They're trying to say something like, you know, whatever. You know, do this, do that. And I'm like, why? You know, it's like, there's an artist here in this city. And I was always getting this, you know, why don't you go and visit